You have 90 seconds to complete problem number 14. If you obtained an answer of B, please move on to the next question. If you're unsuccessful in achieving this answer, please continue to watch the instructional video that follows. Again, good math students find entry points into a problem. Let's look at what we know. I can see the y-intercept or the y-intercept or the place on the y-axis where this line intersects or crosses is -6. So my y-intercept, abbreviated here, is -6. Now how do we get to the slope? Remember, we read going from left to right and we find the slope from left to right. So from this point to this point I would go down 6. That is going to be the rise. It's negative because I'm going down, and to the right 6, which is a +6 because I'm going to the right. Either use a calculator and do mental math. That means the slope when reduced is -1. Now, none of these particular problems have fractions, thank goodness. So what we can do here is we can look and ask ourselves, remember we're always trying to find the quickest way to do this problem. So are any of these already in the form y = mx + b? And I see 2 of them are. I do want to write down again the things we know. We know the y-intercept is -6 and the slope is -1. So option C and option D are already in this form. They don't have to move an x across. Okay, so is the y-intercept -6? Good. Is the slope -1? That's a number in front of the x. It is not. C does not work. Is the y-intercept in option D -6? That's a number by itself. It is not. So I've got 3 options left, a 1/3 chance of getting this right. So to isolate the y, I'm going to move the x over. I'm cheating and going against what your algebra 1, 2, or pre-algebra teachers would tell you to do here. But when I'm moving this over and it's not stuck with the y, I get to move it over by doing the opposite sign. So y equals, this was positive, when it moves over it becomes negative. Y equals, this was positive, when it moves over it becomes negative. Now before I do the next one, let's stop and check. Is the y-intercept -6? No. Is the y-intercept -6? Yes. Is the slope -1? Yes. Option B is the correct answer.